Hi everyone, this is Muhammad, your course teacher for PETR 3134. Um, the course title is Codes and Specifications in Petroleum Industries. Welcome all of you at my course. Welcome you again. I know I already have sent you a welcome note. I don't know how much of you actually went through that, but welcome back again. Okay. So, about me, I am Muhammad, as I said. You can call me Muhammad or Julie, whatever you want. Um, my background is chemical engineering. I did my undergrad from Bangladesh University of Engineering and Technology. And right after my graduation, I have worked a couple of years, and then I moved in South Korea for my master's degree. And I There, my research area was mostly in process engineering, process control, and process design, industrial design, and optimization. So, after my master's degree, I worked in industrial sector another couple of years. Later on, I moved in Canada and started my master's in oil and gas engineering. It's My research area was process safety, risk modeling, and mostly I worked with computational fluid dynamics, pipeline engineering, process system design, and risk and safety engineering area. So I have a kind of like diversified knowledge and experience in both in industry and also in academia. And right after my graduation from Memorial University, I worked in a couple of industrial projects in pipeline design, subsea pipeline design and construction sector. And I also worked in Ontario, in Toronto, Ontario, in a pipeline integrity, asset integrity management area for a couple of years. And there, actually, I had more widen up experience on industrial experience on the codes and specs in petroleum industry. So these are all about me. So I hope I could actually make this course more interesting to you so that you can learn something. That means my goal is to give you better understanding on the industrial sector and how actually the world of engineering works, especially in oil and gas industry, but not limited to, because in oil and gas industry we use uh, so many equipments or units that's also used in many other industries. For instance, heavy chemical industries, in utilities section, in aerospace industry, for instance, or in underwater, deep water industry. So there are so many possibilities, constructions, so many possibilities actually you have. So let's start. Okay. So the first thing you have in this course is about me and the textbook. Okay. So here is the okay. So before that, let me give you some about some of my sorry some of my information is about the office hours. So the office hours is still not has been decided. So what's happened? If you have any types of question, please send me an email. It could be on any confusion about the course or anything, or any types of question. Please let me know. Or it could be your career choice. It could be your like you want to do some other course. You want to get some suggestion on your academia or future, or your any types of question or confusion, anything, just let me know. Okay, so please send me an email. We can book an appointment, and by an appointment basis we can actually talk in a virtual platform. And when you send me an email, please remember in the subject line, put your name, the topic, like question or assignments, like that, and the course number. Without these three informations, you'll probably not hear from me. Okay, so this is very, very important. Please remember that. Now, first thing first, the textbooks and the readings. Well, in this course, our textbook would be piping system manual, and we have several references. Now, you don't need to buy the textbook if you actually go through the lecture notes and the resources I'll upload at Moodle. I think that would be sufficient for you. But if you want to go in detail, then you can actually buy the textbook. That's totally up to you, or you can actually lend it from the library. So, but aside from there, the references, these are very important. There are a couple of books, Piping Codes and Standards by Mohinder Nair, Process Piping Design Handbook by Peter Smith, Piping and Pipeline Calculation Manual by Philip Ensberger, and Pipeline Calculation Manual by Sashi Manin. So these are the reference books we have, but I would suggest you to not buy this because you can actually get the references from through the model already. Okay, if you need any formula or anything from these references, I would actually share in the model. Okay, but the important things of this course, like the important materials of this course, would be these handbooks. Okay, so these API, CSA, ASME, ISO, NSCE, NFPS, so all these handbooks are very, very important, and these would be our primary resources. Okay, now um, these are the industrial copies, and you definitely don't need to buy. But what you need to do is to know how to use these handbooks. So one of the goal of my course is to let you know how to use this handbook and at which situation you have to use what types of handbooks. Okay, so these are all the list. And what does that mean? Like, what does API 6A or API 521 RP, what does that mean? Okay, or what is CSA Z662 mean? What is ASME B16.5 31.3? So all these things will you'll get in the resources section, and I will explain you what are these things. So the course description is to know the background information on the codes and the specifications under the jurisdiction and the interpretation of the standards, or or the specifications. There are some gray areas. The first lecture will know, like, I mean, why I'm saying that. There are some gray areas relevant to the petroleum industries, and as I said, not limited to the petroleum industries. Okay, so this is about our course description. All right, so the learning objective. What we will learn from this course. So, as I said, this is more focused on practical industrial application, especially application of the codes and specifications. So, a type of process design will actually touch a little bit of the process design. We'll touch a little bit about pipeline design and many other things. So you'll become familiar with the onshore and offshore exploration, production, operations, projects, and equipments, okay, of the gas processing facilities, and understanding the importance of the codes and specs under the design, construction, operation, maintenance of the oil and gas facilities. Also, you will familiar with the application of specifications and the technical requirements of the specifications. Okay. Now, um, you will get the information on the codes, standards, specs, and what are the difference between the code, standard, specs. Okay, where the code is required when we need the standards, and what are the specifications in oil and gas industry and also others. So we'll actually go in a very practical approach, and you will become familiar with the specification of the technical language and the wording, understanding the referencing, the rating system, inspection and testing, quality programs, sorry, and associated with the standard compliance, okay, and making material more safety. So these are all the things you'll learn, and you'll also learn about the different organizations, like what is ISO, what's their what is the elaboration of ISO, and what's their working function. Okay, what is CSA and API, NFPA. Okay, many of you probably know about these things. We'll go a little bit more details. Okay, so the other things. So these are our learning objectives, and we'll go to the next section, the course outline. You'll actually get a little bit more detail about our learning objective thing here, like in this course we'll touch on the hierarchy of code standards and specs, as I said. We'll know a little bit of history of that too, or the API, and within the API what we actually know. Okay, like the units and piping components, the risk-based inspection system and the system integrity, that we will know. What is CSA, familiarizing with the Canadian standard. What is ANSI, ASME, okay. Within the ASME and ANSI, we'll go through the vessel design and also gas transmission and distribution system. We'll go a little bit more on the NACE, a little bit on ISO and NFPA too. Okay, and within these codes also we need to know what is the requirements. Okay, and the identification and marking system of the equipments. These all are the things we'll actually cover in these codes. It looks exhausted, but believe me, it's not. It's more fun. Now, the essential part, which is my expectation from you. Okay, let's go with that. So, the first thing is the familiarization with e-learning system. This is a very important part, because if you do not know how we'll actually conduct the course, or how we'll actually go through the lectures and stuff, it would be not good. So please be familiar with the e-learning system as well as module system. Okay, so this is very important. So the e-learning system does means that you have a basic know-how on hovering to the internet, how to see the lecture, how you can see the resources, materials, and when the quizzes and the assignments, when you have those things, so how you can participate on those things. Okay, so this is very important. We'll go through that later on. Review online lectures and notes regularly. This is very, very important because the way I'm actually taking the lecture is a blend of synchronized and asynchronized way. Like for an example, I have uploaded the lecture notes already, and I will continuously upload the lecture videos in a regular basis. And once in a week, we'll have live lecture. So in the live session, what we'll have is mostly Q&A based, or like if you have any types of confusion, so on the previous materials I'll solve those previous materials. So I think this is a very effective way to delivering the lecture. So it's called a flipped classroom lecture methodology. That means in a traditional classroom, what the teachers do, they give the lectures, and you write it down and go home and go through the material, and later on you have so many unanswered questions you have, and sometimes it remain unanswered. Okay, but in this way, what will happen, since I'll upload the lecture materials and everything prior to the Q&A, so you can go through those lectures, go through the slides and the references, and if you have any question, any concern, any types of comments, you can write it down, and when we have the live session we can discuss on that. So that's how you can totally make yourself clear and you can understand like what is actually happening in there. Okay, so this is about the reviewing the online lectures and notes regularly. Another very important thing is refraining yourself from plagiarizing the group assignments or the projects or cheating in the exam. Plagiarism is a very serious matter, and in our academic area, we take it very, very seriously. And plagiarism has a very wide definition. It does include that if you copy from other groups or your friends, or you can actually download the resources or copy the resources from the internet and directly paste it, or you change a small, slight modification and paste it anyway. So we have a unique method of identifying the plagiarism. For instance, we have Turnitin software, and any types of assignments or project, final paper, or anything you give me would go through the Turnitin, and then I can totally say, like, I mean, from where we actually took the data from, where we actually copied from, or like if you just copy from one resource and just change the synonyms like that, I can actually identify that too. It's pretty intelligent. We have artificial intelligence now to use. We utilize that kind of software for detecting the plagiarism. So the punishment is very, very severe. It could lead to the discontinuance of the academic life. So that's the pretty brutal. So my suggestion would be not to go in that path. Okay, in that darkness. Don't go there. It's it's a thing like it could destroy your life completely. So just don't do that. Last but not least, group participation. So I would assign you in a group. Okay, so the group assignment would be sometime before midterm, and it would be total random. So at least three of you would be in one group, randomly selected, and each of you should participate in your own group. So I'll actually go through that later on again. So these are my expectations from yourself. Okay, so from you, these are the things I want. The course evaluation. So we will have quizzes. We have two Moodle-based quizzes, and the weightage would be 10% each, total 20%. We will have two online assignments. It would be a group assignments, of course. It would be also 10% each. We'll have a midterm exam, and we'll have a term final group project. Okay, so a midterm exam would be online. It could be traditional exam style through the Moodle, or it could be paper review or creative writing style. It depends. It depends on the time. So I will actually let you know prior what would be the format of the midterm exam. But the term final group project would be based on group project. So that means like it would be something like you are solving a real industrial project. I'll give you the project from the real world, real industrial work, and as a team, you will solve the problem, and it would be totally like a standard, like an industrial project standard. So this strict regulation I have for the project, okay, and its weightage is 35%. So this is about the course evaluation. Now, there are some other things you need to know, like the lateness penalty. If you submit the presentations, project, or the assignment late, you get 0. However, under the some circumstances, like you are sick or you are attending a bereavement, okay, so these under this special consideration, I could consider, but I need proper proof of that too. So remember that. Keep in mind. About the assignments would be a group assignment, as I said, and it would be uploaded in Moodle. And the method would be method of the submittal would be through the Moodle. If you just email me, it won't work. Midterm, there will be no supplemental exam for this course, remember that, and it would be online based, okay. And if you cannot attend the midterm, you'll get 0. There will be no makeup exam. So this is it. But if you have any valid reason under my consideration, I could actually give the consideration, but as I said, I need a valid reason for that. Term final group project, a very very important part. So the final project would be a group project, and the same, just like the same group of the assignments, okay, you will have only one group, and throughout the whole course you will have the same group. The group will be determined by me, okay, by myself, and there will be maximum 3% in one group, okay. If any individual failed to comply to contribute to the group, such as limited communication or the coordination, okay, they will be scored 0 in the final group project. What is that? For instance, you were total 3 students in one group, and one of you do not answer any email or do not coordinate with your group members. So if I got the report from other, or like day before the submittal of the group project, you just showed up and said like, okay, tell me what I need to do to your group mate. So if this thing happens, if I got the report from your group partner, so in that case, if you failed to comply, and if your partner actually gave me the proof of that, it will be scored 0 in the project or assignments. In the term final projects or the assignments, the contribution of each group members should be clearly mentioned at the end of the report. That means, for instance, in your project you have 3 sections: section A, section B, and section C. So if anyone do not comply, if the section B, for instance, your group partner didn't comply with that at all, he or she will get 0. Okay. However, all of your group members should have the equal contribution, but if the plagiarism is detected in that term final report, that means like the plagiarism detected, for instance, at section B, you all 3, the whole group, will be responsible for the plagiarism, and the whole group would be scored 0, or it would be taken proper action. Okay, why? Because in the assignments or the term final projects, internally you can have you can distribute the works among you, but before submitting it to me, you should make sure all of you actually reviewed the paper, reviewed the final report, made all the alterations or the formatting, for instance, font size, font style, and everything is in perfect order. And you also have responsibility to check if there are any plagiarized material in there. Okay, so this is very important, and as I said, I have 0 tolerance on the plagiarism. So again, I'm saying this: if plagiarism is detected in the assignment or the term final report, the whole group will be responsible for the plagiarism, because each group member had chances to review each other's work and make the correction. Please remember that. The punishment of plagiarism, such as copying from other group, get the data from other group, and just change the graph or change the plot, or you use the resource directly, like taking the screenshots, or like, I mean, using the same diagram, just reformatting, okay, or just changing the font or changing some synonyms, but the material is same. If I can detect any of these, that would be considered as plagiarism. And as I said, the punishment is severe and it could lead to possible academic discontinuance. Presentation and report. As always, proper citing reference is required, and APA format should be used, and other style of references and citations are not acceptable. However, I will upload a format for writing a presentation, and also a format of writing project paper. Okay, so you can have better idea on that at the research section. Any kind of communication or storage device or cell phones, except for the very one you are using, such as laptop, unless I have explicitly mentioned, would be prohibited during the test, like during the Moodle test or during the exam. Then, as I said, there will be no supplementary exam will be available for the course. For reviewing the policy of the academic dishonesty, please go through with this one. For inclement weather policy or internet interruption, please go to this link. That means, like, if you have, for instance, bad weather and you don't have power, your have load shedding or you have internet interruption. So what would be the policy? Please go through there. Accommodating the students who need special accommodation, for instance, matching the time zone. That means if you are outside of Canada and you cannot actually come to the live session, so please let me know. And one of the very most reason that I did not consider on 100% synchronized way is like that, because lots of you are actually outside of Canada, so it would be very hard for you to join the live lecture. So this is another important thing. Use of technological devices, you can go through here and you can see, but the three things you must have to continue this course: one, the computer, and the computer should have the softwares like Microsoft Word or any kind of word processing software, and MS Excel or any kind of spreadsheet software. These two softwares are very very important, so keep remember that. And also like any kind of like browsing browser you need. And you need a secured internet connection and scanner. That means like taking the picture, so you could have a cell phone for that too, for instance. So this is about the course outline. Now I will actually go to the model and show you something. Like I already probably explained at the welcome note about all these things. Okay, please go through this welcome note. Okay, this is a very important message actually written in here. That's I'm going to say. So any type of general news announcement for quiz assignments, any due change, so all other things would be under the announcement forum. Okay, you will find it in here. In this forum, you will find an introductory video of me, and also please introduce yourself. Okay, this is very important. So click in here and give a reply. Okay, this is very important because I need to know where my students are. Okay, so please introduce yourself and also have a picture. Okay, at least I can see you, and I mean we can recognize each other. So this is very very important. Please have a picture and introduce yourself. It's a very important part of the course, I'm telling you. Frequently asked questions, or FAQ forum. In this forum, you will have the questions like, I mean, to ask the question about how the course works, clarification of detail, dates, or any types of question, whatever you can send me an email to. Please do not email me. What you can do, you can just go in here and write it down, like give a reply and ask the question, so that other of your friends can learn about the things. Okay, this is about the FAQ forum. This is about the general course information, course outline. Okay, and the MS team. So this MS team would be activated only when I will actually give the announcement in here. Okay, so that means once in every week we'll have a live show, live session for our Q&A section. Okay, so we'll go through there. Please go to this computer and internet accessibility survey. Please participate on this survey. This is very very important. And also participate in this location and time zone survey. Okay, this is also very very important. So please go through these two. Now about the modules. So as you can see, for our first week, I already upload the lecture note, and we have the modules. So at the modules we have two different topics. So this is topic 1, topic 2. So usually you can consider module as a week's work. Okay, so what you will actually learn through the whole week. Okay, so this is about our week tag. So sometimes it could take more than 1 week. Sometimes it could take less, but that's generally how we usually explain. So we have the lecture note, and also we'll have the lecture video soon, the, in here, and then we'll have the live session. So that's how it will work. So at the model 1 we have introduction of code specs, origin, and the history, and also the typical standards used in petroleum industries and piping standards. At the model 2 will have the a detailed description of the piping materials and the components. At the model 3 will continue with the piping components such as valve, very important component, and also we'll actually go through a little bit deeper. We'll deep dive on the pressure drop calculation, like a basic idea on the fluid mechanics and how we actually do the design pipe. So based on the pressure drop calculation, we actually design the pipelines, right? So these are very important calculations we'll do. And then we'll at the model 4 we have pipeline system design. That means from this prior knowledge we'll go in detail how we can actually design the pipelines, and petroleum facilities design, so some units of the petroleum facilities we have. Model 5 we have the pipeline regulations in Canada, and pipeline integrity and safety management, a very very important task. And I'm telling you, like these are important because you'll find lots of jobs. Even though during this pandemic, I have seen a lot of job advertisement for as a pipeline technicians. Okay, and most of the jobs are based on this pipeline integrity, safety, threat analysis, and pipeline safety in petroleum industry. So all these model 5 and 6 are would be very important if you want to be a pipeline technician. Very very important parts. So and also we have some resources, like whenever I have resources available I will upload it here. So this is all about today's review. So we actually went through the course outline and through the module. Okay, so uh, this is all about today, and the next lecture I will talk about the lecture note. Okay, so I'll have a session on the first module. So good luck, and wish you have a nice week, everyone. Best wishes. Goodbye.